Inside the BPD mind, why they crave love yet push you away. Those who frequently block or delete contacts in relationships, those who respond negatively to problems, and those prone to self-attack are likely to have borderline personality disorder. From a cognitive psychology perspective, let's outline the common issues faced by individuals with BPD in relationships. The first core issue is the fear of loneliness and abandonment. For instance, if their partner comes home late, they begin to worry and may be driven by this fear to take various actions, such as checking their partner's phone, following them, or preventing them from leaving. Even when in a wrong relationship, they find it difficult to leave. The subtext for BPD in relationships is often, "I hate you, but don't leave me." Most of the time, this abandonment is imaginary, but their subconscious is constantly in a state of battle, which is exhausting. Ironically, the fear of abandonment often leads to actual abandonment. In psychology, this is known as the self-fulfilling prophecy. Your thoughts influence your actions, and you tend to act in ways that align with your expectations. The second issue is self-identity disorder. Specifically, this involves a distorted understanding of one's identity, abilities, value, and thought processes. They seem to always have countless problems to solve, but when asked about what's troubling them specifically, they're unable to pinpoint it. Consider the concepts of ID, ego, and superego. The ID says, "I'm hungry, I want to eat." The ego says, "I'm hungry, I'll cook." And the superego says, "I'm hungry, but eating only satisfies me. I should engage in charity to help others eat." While most people balance these three states, those with BPD often operate primarily from the superego state, constantly trying to solve problems beyond their capacity. In the world of BPD, everything is absolute. It's either right or wrong, black or white. In their interactions with others, they often switch between extreme intimacy and extreme opposition. They may quickly consider someone a kindred spirit upon first meeting, urgently seeking to establish a close relationship, expecting care and attention, and anticipating more in return. However, if they sense any distance or if the other person's response doesn't meet their standards, even if it's just their perception, they can rapidly shift to belittling, mocking, or attacking the other person. They might even harm themselves or others to vent their emotions. After their emotions stabilize, they often fall into deep fear and self-blame. The third issue is an unstable sense of self-identity and inner emptiness. They don't know who they are and lack a clear self-perception. Sometimes they feel great about themselves, other times they loathe themselves, unsure of what they really want. This leads to frequent changes in their profile pictures, dressing style, jobs, friends, partners, and even values. They often feel a persistent inner void that nothing seems to fill, frequently experiencing emptiness and loneliness. Even during the honeymoon phase of a relationship, they can't escape this feeling of emptiness. In choosing intimate relationships, they tend to select partners who can satisfy their need for self-expression, often analyzing themselves to gain the right to speak. They frequently revisit past events or family traumas, repeating them endlessly. No matter how others try to help them process these issues, it doesn't seem to help because they're not truly internalizing the advice, but merely satisfying their desire for expression. The fourth issue is emotional volatility and easily losing control of their behavior. People with BPD are more prone to anger than the average person. Although they may appear rational, objective, and gentle most of the time, once their emotional trigger point is hit, they lose control of their anger. This can lead to shouting, throwing things, or even self-harm, only stopping when they're completely exhausted. These emotions are often directed inward. They can switch from being all smiles one second to looking utterly miserable the next, or from being extremely gentle and considerate to bitter and sarcastic in no time. The speed of these emotional shifts can make one wonder if they're dealing with the same person. Even trivial matters can cause them to have an emotional breakdown, and they never forget these incidents, even after a long time has passed. This aligns with the popular concept of the emotional infant. The fifth issue is an extreme need for control. They have a strong desire to control their loved ones or family members. In relationships, they always want others to act according to their wishes, and if things don't go their way, they believe it means the other person doesn't love them. For them, losing control equates to losing their sense of security. It's important to note that individuals with BPD don't intentionally create these conflicts. Rather, during their formative years in childhood, they likely experienced unfair treatment, neglect, or even abuse, leading to the development of extreme thought patterns and emotional responses. Why does BPD develop? It's often closely linked to childhood trauma, typically occurring in two phases, from birth to age 3 and during adolescence. Let's first discuss the 0 to 3-year period, which is crucial for personality development. All our sense of security and self-confidence is established during this time. Consider a baby lying in bed, unable to do anything. This doesn't mean they lack thoughts or needs. When their expressed needs are promptly met, they develop a deep sense of security and confidence. The best caregiver to fulfill these needs is typically the mother. For those with BPD, it's likely that the mother was absent during this critical 0 to 3-year period, causing them to frequently experience helplessness and anger. As they grow and gain autonomy, they naturally manifest these previously unexpressed emotions. Then comes adolescence, where BPD individuals often face incorrect parenting methods within their families. As they mature, BPD individuals may become irritable, indifferent, impulsive, and emotionally volatile, all stemming from this process. Caregivers often continuously negate and suppress those with BPD, rarely offering recognition or praise during their development. When they make mistakes, caregivers tend to punish them. About 90% of BPD individuals experience corporal punishment in their youth, along with constant negation and a need to be overly cautious. As they grow older, they may choose to distance themselves from their families, but this often results in lifelong loneliness and emotional distortion. If your partner shows traits of BPD, how should you interact with them? First, maintain a stable attitude towards them. Avoid being hot and cold, as individuals with BPD are already prone to feeling insecure. Your emotional fluctuations can lead to even greater instability in their emotions. A consistent, long-term attitude is what makes them feel safe. Second, clearly communicate your boundaries. People with BPD often lack a concept of boundaries in intimate relationships. If you don't like them overly involving themselves in your life, make this clear from the beginning. Explain that it's the behavior you dislike, not them personally, and that you're not trying to abandon them. Third, learn to adapt to their rapid mood changes. The world of someone with BPD is often black and white. If they're getting along well with you, you're an angel. If not, you're a demon. Be prepared for these extreme emotional expressions. Don't let their emotions sway you. Maintain stability in your own emotions and behavior. Listen to their feelings and encourage them to express their emotions in healthier ways. This approach can help the relationship develop positively. If the situation becomes severe, it's crucial to seek help from a professional psychotherapist. If you have BPD yourself, don't lose hope or think you're beyond help. Understand that all your anger stems from a fear of abandonment. It's a signal of your attempt to save yourself. However, using anger to express your value and seek validation from others won't get you what you truly want. In relationships, avoid constantly focusing on your partner with tension. Learn to maintain a sense of relaxation. Be more understanding and tolerant, and less irritable. You'll find that your relationship can become much more relaxed as a result. If you enjoyed this series, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your free likes are the greatest encouragement for me. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.